Hey everybody, Moto here. Today I'll be showing you how to use SimToolkitPro to track and monitor your flights while you're flying in the latest fun simulator, which is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So when you first open up SimToolkitPro, you'll be greeted by the dashboard. Now you'll be shown some information about your account, your flight log, latest news in the simming world, and the live map with people flying on SimToolkitPro as we speak. Now the first thing you want to do is at the top right is select My Sims and select Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, or in this situation just Microsoft Flight Simulator, and there's a tick. If you are using X-Plane or P3D, you're more than welcome to tick those as well. And then what you want to do on the bottom left is Settings, go to MS Flight Simulator and hit Install SimConnect Library. Now what this will do is it'll let the application being SimToolkitPro speak to the sim, and vice versa, and it'll be able to track your flights and where your aircraft is in the sim. Alright, now the install folder is completely optional and it is for primarily scenery information. Okay, if I show my X-Plane one, there's all my custom airports that I have, and that's what that is for. You do not need to tell the SimToolkitPro where your folder is installed, okay, where the sim's installed. You just need to hit Install SimConnect Library. Okay, so once you've got all that set up, the next step will be adding an aircraft to your fleet. Super simple. On the left hand side you see my fleet, you click on that. As you can see on mine, I've populated it a little bit with some aircraft that have done some miles and hours in the air. Now top right, click on add aircraft. Then you want to select an airframe. In this example I will be selecting the A320 because I think that's the most common one that everyone has on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Obviously you can select the 747 or the Dreamliner from the drop downs as well. Then give it the airline code. So for example, if you want to do Delta, DAL, there's Delta Airline. If you want to do something more UK based, EZY for EasyJet, or BAW for British Airways. Alright, so let's say British Airways. Give it a registration number. So I'm going to go for Gmoto. And we're just going to hit OK. Come to the bottom. There it is, that easy. Now, if you're going to be doing some GA, which a lot of people are, now the drop-down menu for the airframe does have some GA, but obviously not all of them are going to be in there. Now, there is going to be a basic airframe coming to SimToolkitPro if they don't exist. But for now, you could just literally select TBM 900, airline private PVT, and then again Gmoto, for example. Yeah, okay. Now, say you make different registrations for different aircraft. So one for the bush flying stuff, one for like the King Air, for example, one for the TBM. You could do them all under a TBM and then just change the registration so you know which one is which. But what you can do is when the aircraft log gets updated of what you can select, you can go back into here, select edit this aircraft, airframe, and you can change them to anything as you see fit. Okay? Nice and easy. So that is pretty much straightforward for adding an aircraft. Okay, so now you've got some aircraft in your fleet. Let's start tracking some of the flights that you're doing. So let's say you're going to do a route from Chicago to Orlando. Nice and easy. Flight planning on the left hand side. And then if you're going to use the inbuilt route system for Microsoft Flight Sim, all you're going to put here is your departure, KORD, and your arrival, KMCO. Create a route. That's it. Nice and easy. You can then put up here, so say you do Delta, so DAL 236. We're going to copy that and put you in there. We're going to select the airframe. So I'm going to say Gmoto because I can't remember which one I selected. Oh, I did British Airways, that's fine. So say that's a Delta one that you've made, okay? This example is British Airways. Now, you're going to be offline on Microsoft Flight Sim at this very point in time until they fix SimConnect. Okay, if you're on X-Plane or P3D, for example, this is where you'll be saying, well, actually I'll be flying on VATSIM, IVO, POSCOM, Pilot Edge, FS Cloud example, or you can just leave it on offline, and that is literally going to track your flight nice and easy. You can also change this at any time through here, so let's say EGNX to EGJJ. Update plan over here, and that's East Midlands down to Jersey. Again, now the BA makes sense, but here it won't, so we can update this to, well, it'll be a shuttle, I guess. So shuttle 236. We're going to update you, and then you hit fly now. Now this is blank because it's the basic, I want to track my flight from here to here. That is it. You're going to be using the in-game flight route system, okay? So once you've loaded the sim and you are sat at your departure airport, if you go to live map on the left hand side, zoom into where you should be, and you can see myself right now in an A320 at East Midlands. Now if I was to fly this route or fly down to Jersey, it will track my entire flight down there. Obviously we've got no routes on here, so we may be following the SIDS and stars etc being off this line, but that's fine. This is just a basic, I'm going from here to here. And then once you've done your flight, under flight summary, you hit complete flight, and you can put remarks in here if you want, and you hit OK. And that will be added to your log. Some cool information you can do with this. So you can select SimToolkitPro, VATSIM, IVAO, FS Cloud or Pilot Edge, and see who are flying on those networks. Now SimToolkitPro is its own thing. It's not a network you use to fly with other people. But on those networks, you can see the ATC or airport ATC that are currently being used as well. You also have overlays such as rainfall, so you can see weather situations in different locations. You can see points of interest. And the airport you see here, these airports, this is for one I stated at the start for the scenery, importing airport scenery into your sim. Okay, so if I select X-Plane 11, for example, and let me just turn off rainfall, these are the places that I have scenery for different airports in X-Plane 11. Okay, so some advanced flight planning using SimBrief instead of using the inbuilt Microsoft Flight Simulator planning. You hit create a new plan, and let's say EG&X, so East Midlands, and we're going to say EGJJ for Jersey, aircraft G Moto, which is bringing the A320BA. I'm going to say call sign, so this one is going to be a shuttle 236. Now the 236 is something that I always use. You don't have to use 236, okay? Once you've got that, you're happy, you hit generate plan, and this will give you a little pop-up window here. Now on this pop-up with SimBrief, it may ask you to log in. If you don't have a SimBrief account, then create one. It's free, very simple and easy to do. Once you've done that, it will bring you over to this page, and you can now see, instead of just a direct line, it actually gives us our SIDS and stars, and it gives us the route. Now we're just going to double check up here to make sure everything is okay. Looks okay to me. Select your network again. Now you can pre-file to your favorite network, which is nice and easy. You can then export the flight plan itself. So if we then click on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 just here, it will prompt you to where you want to save it. So save it in a specific folder. And the same with like X-Plane or any other aircraft on here that requires a certain flight plan file type. You hit OK. Then what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the sim, and I can show you some extra stuff. Okay, so when you're in the sim, you're going to go to world map, select your airline or your aircraft. At the bottom, hit load and save. Hit load. You need to navigate to where you saved the flight plan from SimToolkitPro. So in my case, I saved it here. There's the flight plan itself. Load that. It does take a second or two, so bear with it. And there you go. That easy. So what we're going to say is we'll spawn here. I'm happy with everything there. That's pulled directly from SimToolkitPro. We're going to hit fly. Okay, so we're now in the sim, in the aircraft at our airport. Now what you can do is on SimToolkitPro, on the live map, you can see we are at East Midlands. We have our route here, our alternative airport here, which is Paris. And now a little bit of fun information is if you go on to flight summary, go to load, go to pop out reference card, go back into the sim. Now you have this here. If you are running one monitor, for example, you can have some of your information. So how many passengers you'll be taking, your cost index, your cruise, your flights, your payloads, everything. All the information's here, so you don't have to keep tabbing in and out. Okay, so you have everything in front of you here, which is really super handy. Once you've done everything there, you can literally do the flight as normal. You can track it using the live map feature. There you go. And also in flight summary, you have your current state, which is a pre-flight, and then this bar here will fill up as you're flying along. Once you've completed the flight, you can go to complete flight, again, put remarks in, etc. as required, and hit OK. Now, a handy bit of information about the map that I did not state before. If you zoom into an airport, you can see the runway numbers, the feet the length in feet and meters. You can see the taxiway markings. You can even see the meta at the bottom left here as well, which is super handy to have. So if you do stream like myself, you can click on streaming tools at the bottom left here, and you can get some information to place on your overlay for your flights. So you've got the airports that you are leaving and arriving to. You've got your speed, indicated airspeed, V-speeds, etc, etc. And you can customize this as you see fit. Really great bit of information, especially for chat. Chat can also predict your landing, and when you do land, the bot will automatically announce what you got and who was the closest and announce the winner. Fun interaction with your chat as well. If you have any connection issues between SimToolkit Pro or the simulator itself, you can close SimToolkit Pro and then reload it immediately after once it's closed, and it will give you the option to restore and carry on where you left off. If you guys do have any questions or need any main support for SimToolkit Pro, there will be a link down below for SimToolkit Pro's Discord, where they have a full support section, and staff members will be able to help you on any major questions. I hope I've covered everything for you today, and we all hope you have really good fun using SimToolkit Pro tracking your flights and start building up your flight logs, and hope to see you on the map soon. Take care.